loads of pictures yesterday, so I can concentrate a bit more today on asking questions.
Sorry.
Okay, if you just like to come morning and go in two directions, okay? So that's the main entrance area. And if you look to the right, you'll see two spaces with a sloping roof. Can you see that? Okay, indoor, that's an indoor space for discovery and an indoor space for gateway. Okay? Right, now, what I want you to do is to follow us down to the other end and we'll explain about the space. Okay? So just walk down, if you follow Neil down, and we'll go right to the other end. Okay, as you go, notice any change in colours or anything
So they've got conventional chairs.
And you have the pupils, and you have a central wash area here, which is completely in view for you. Okay, so there'll be soap and water in there, a bit like a motorway service station, and the toilet sides are there. Okay, so you've got these in all the school home bases, and we'll see some more as we go through there. Yeah. Yeah.
One question that came out for some of the pupils yesterday is, are there going to be any mirrors in any of the toilets anywhere?
No. Some of them have. These particular ones haven't.
No, some will.
Some.
Yeah, lockers. Oh, okay. There's going to be lockers in there.
Cool.
Ah, good.
I was wondering what that was yesterday. Is this the messy area?
Messy area.
Mr. Sprackland said there's a messy making space.
Doesn't look messy to me.
All right, cool.
We're missing half of the... You better... Whoop, sorry.
Go in and have a look. You're allowed to go in.
I'm just amazed by the walls and the doors.
I know. And and all these panels are acoustics.
They're all, that's,
Not on Limo, which is what I was envisaging.
I'm glad to see more acoustic separations.
Martians and stuff as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the way...
So the different coloured
There's
walls.
lots of different classrooms, isn't
We
there?
went
So whichever... So you're in another school now.
So this is another school
Yeah, I
now.
think so. There's two up here.
Yeah.
So they think they make that three.
We're going to make him stressy. We're going to make him stressy. We don't stay together.
So there are going to be lockers, that's good. I'm looking for staff toilets and storage.
Yeah, the people in the back. Bring that one in.
Okay. Good, that's actually was a very good point.
Listening, guys?
Okay, can we have everybody else down this end then? Right, okay, so, good. Now then, we're in a home base, okay, a school home base. Okay, now, first of all, in the home bases, we have, as we said, the toilets. That means that the toilets are close to you where you're learning during the day. In these home bases, you will have subjects like your English, your literacy, your numeracy, your history, your geography, all the things that you do in your curriculum that are general subjects will be here. When you go and do maybe some PE, performance, maybe some design technology, you'll go to a specialist area. But for I want you to notice that this doesn't have a door, it's like a space. Okay, so if you walk through this space into here, this is called the gateway transition space, and this space will be where you'll be, some of you will be, in years 5 and 6 in this space. Yeah?
Just for one school?
For one school.
Right.
To 5-6 school zone. This will be your learning zone for 5 and 6. There'll be about 42 learners in here with 2 staff and a learning coach, but you'll notice that you can see through there. Okay, so the space that goes through into there will be the gateway where learners in years 7, 8 and 9 will do their learning in that space. But your teachers and yourselves have a connection. If some of you get on really well with your work and you want to join some work that a 7 or 8 year group are doing, then you go into that space there and you can start to take that activity. So you can link and develop what they're doing. So we have an ability to have that working in this space. Okay? So if we go back out here into this space, we can break down with divisions and partitions for learners. So there will be something like 80 learners, but there will be 80 learners in this space, and also in this space in here. Okay? So come over here. So, if you imagine 3 of your classes as they sit now, if you're doing some work where you want to make something, or you want to paint something, or you want to build something, or you want to sort of knock something about a bit and test it or build it, you can go into the studio to build it. Okay, so you can go in there and do artwork, you can go in there and be really quiet, you can go in there and paint something or build something. And all that you can do in the way that you're working in here without having to go somewhere far away. So these 3 spaces are quite big spaces. The space we're standing in now is the space of about normally 5 classrooms. And what we've done is we break it down in such a way that we can have, does that make sense then? So you'll do your integrated learning in here as part of that activity. So if you wanted to, do science, you can go and do some science in there. You don't have to wait to go to the science labs on the other side of the building. Okay? So that's how that works. All right? Come here. Now, so, just have a think to the future. I'm waiting for my rear people there. Okay, so, okay, right, so if you think about, and then as you get to year 9, you'll start to make choices about examinations. Maybe geography, maybe history, maybe science, all those sorts of things, maybe art. So, this part is where the learners who are in years maybe some 9, but 10 and 11 will come and do their examination programs in things like geography, history, English, maths. This space is designed slightly differently. Again, there would only ever be 3 groups of learners in this space. Over there, when we show you, that's a classroom space. But what you'll notice is different here is the walls are slightly different shapes. So if you walk over here, if you wanted to have an examination group and be very, very quiet, which you have to be when you're doing exams, remember that, okay, right, come over here, and this you can create a much quieter space for that group. And some of the things that happen sometimes is people can get distracted, can't they, by seeing other things people do. If you're over here, the group over there you won't see. So therefore, you'll be able to have a quiet group here. And if we go into the corner here, we can be really very quiet.
Well, can we test it? Can we send the adults round there? I will do something. So, Chelsea, go.
Monitoring at all.
Right.
So what we'll have across here is we will have acoustic screens, T-screens, wooden screens, absorbing sound screens that actually come to that point, okay?
I was going to say,
So-
you hear it perfectly.
Yeah, you will, because that's exactly what you'd expect to do, right?
Right.
So what we're saying is, if you're going to have that group singing, we would say, in there you would go. Shut the door, and that's doing, right?
Okay.
If you're having focused learning work, you'll go there. Into the space over there is a seating area with a tiered back that closes that space off as well.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so, and then all the furniture is sound absorbent.
Right.
So at the moment we have about 60% of the capacity for the sound. Okay, so if you were doing that, then you would not do it
There.
there. And actually, you wouldn't need to do it there because you would actually need to soften that down
Yeah.
and go to there. So that's exactly why we have to work it through.
Are the ceiling tiles acoustic? Or
Where's he gone? Paul? Ceiling tiles acoustic? Yeah,
acoustic
yeah.
rated.
right?
So
A lot of the issue is that you haven't got the loose furniture set out.
That's
yet.
right. Yeah,
That will
absorb a lot. Yeah, yeah.
but you see, if we were having, I think that's a very good example. If you had a group that wanted to sing, I would say, you just go in there.
Yeah.
Because that's what you would do, and that's where the team working between the staff has to happen. Yeah, and so that's how we would do that. Okay.
By the time you come to teaching it, But it's a big open space, no chance of getting wet with the big roof on, nice and bright, fresh air coming in, and then I think this staircase here will lead you to your library, and then the home base in the corner. So this will be like a second home, I'm sure, come 12 o'clock every day.
Right, and for Discovery, there's one on the other side.
Correct.
Will there be any equipment in here, or is it just a space?
This will be up to the staff to decide what
Yeah.
what type of outside play equipment is
Right.
best to use in a space like this. I mean, we will put some, but the other thing is, in this space, you probably get all the gateway learners anyway, because actually it's a big space. Yeah. So the idea here was that we know what the weather conditions are like, so you can be inside and you can be somewhere that's going to be fine and temperate for you. There is the outside spaces as well.
Do you remember holiday?
Through the doorway and come up into the that goes out into the front of the school.
Yeah. Is it boiler or a...
These are the boilers, boilers there.
Right.
That's your flue there. That's your main header there. Anything else?
No, that's fine. Thank you. That's gas. Lovely. Brilliant. Cheers. Thanks.
I think if you imagine the situation here, look, what a nice place to have your lunch or your sandwiches, eh? Looking out there. It's a bit misty today, but this is the main dining area, okay? No, we only got down yesterday. About 25%, a quarter of the space in the building. You haven't seen design and technology, you haven't seen science, you haven't seen discovery space, you haven't seen the theatre, you haven't seen the swimming pool. Swimming pool, yes, won't go. Anyway, so there you are. So it's showing you basically, and then our playing areas sit out there in our fields and our sport area. Our sports hall is the big box thing behind you over there, okay? Right, so there it is. So that's a very quick tour. Paul, do you want to just add anything else or just... No?
Yeah, I just think what Mr. White's just said really, you have only seen a small fraction of the whole building. It's big. It's been constructed in such a way that it will almost still feel quite private to you in your own individual area. But you've probably listened enough now. All I want to say is thank you ever so much for coming and seeing what we've worked so hard to produce for you over this last year. There are still a good month's worth of work to do, comfortable month's worth of work to do, but we're very much on programme to finish when we said we were going to finish, which will then give you guys and the adults in particular lots of time to settle in, get yourselves all sorted out, ready for you to go up to your new year and new school in September. Okay? Yes, sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. What's your question?
If you get nothing, what happens? Because I've only getting this every day.
Oh, right, okay. Well, we'll leave the building, okay, so I won't be personally able to help you there, but it will get a lot smaller. When I joined the site, I was about 2 months later than everybody else that started here, and it was quite daunting, to be perfectly honest. It was a very, very big building, but the longer that you spend in it, the more you get to know it, I can promise you, the smaller it gets, so you won't be getting lost.
And you've been in 3 schools and you'll only have to be in 1.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Exactly.
What do we say to Paul?
You're more than welcome. You know
What do we say to Mr. White?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Right, so we've just got one small challenge, and that's to get ourselves safely back up the building.
Previous people did refurbish the theatre
Yes.
a lot, spent a lot of money on it.
Well, they did, and we're going to hang our own lighting up, and that will be a
Yeah.
performance space as well.
Good.
But but it's very difficult when you're working with remodelling a building. You get much more space, but you have to really know what you're doing
Exactly.
before you go in.
Exactly. Yes.
If
That's
you go
right.
in and don't know what you're doing,
Yes.
we don't get what we
No,
need to
it
get.
has to be well planned. Oh, that's good that you've got the dual disciplines behind you then.
Well,
to,
that's right. This is why
get
this
it.
particular project, working differently and breaking it down into smaller schools is really important to us.
Yes.
Because all the research says if you break the groups down into smaller communities, like the primary communities that learners come from,
Yes.
we can get better progress,
Yeah.
better focus,
Yes.
and the parents stay with that link all the way through.
Good.
Which is really,
Yes.
very important.
Yes. Well, I'm sure. It's,
So my mantra is, a lot of time and thought to be put into this. It's not
I
just
can,
like
I can
a-
see that. Yeah.
After you.
That's very impressive. Okay. Thank you very much. It's the first construction site I've been on with that arrangement, actually. I think of the difference when I started off in civil engineering. It's the safety procedures in
Well, that's right.
a different world now.
It is, isn't it? Well, it's like it everywhere, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
I mean, the point is people we'll go this way.
Right.
People don't recognise the risk, do they? And it's
No,
like,
no, that's right. I mean, you can't be too careful.
I can just think of my experience on sites over the years.
Yes.
Making sure that things are safe is really.
Yes. It's absolutely vital.
Your hats, your gloves, your goggles inside.
Yeah.
Get your own coat on.
Maureen, Stone Chelsea.